Pilates movement online sessions. I'm Brenda, and today we're going to focus on the importance of balance. We're going to be using a foam roller and a hard reflex ball, and make sure you have a bottle of water handy so that you can just replenish those fluids, and as we focus on releasing the fascial tissue, plumping it up and hydrating it. Let's come into standing. You're going to bring the roller upright as well, so that will help be an assist for your balance. Take the reflex ball, or if you don't have a reflex ball, you can use a tennis ball, and we're going to roll under the foot. So when we focus a lot on balance, we're going to use the feet to help us. And as you probably all know, the fascial lines in the body, apart from the arm lines, start in the feet. So we're going to focus on releasing the deep core line, the lateral line, the back line, and the front line. Spiral line as well. And stand right over the ball when you're releasing the fascial tissue in the feet, because you want to be able to monitor the amount of weight that you put into the ball. And if you right over the ball, you can lighten the pressure, but also make it quite nice and deep and nice and slow, because we want to stretch it out and plump it up. Bring the ball into the arch of the foot and rotate in one direction, and then you're going to change the direction of the ball, the movement. And let's bring the ball a little bit onto the lateral line, so right along that lateral side of the foot. And again, just stand over the ball and get a nice release there. Bring the heel onto the mat, bring the ball under the ball of the big toe, wrap the toes up and over the ball. That's a nice stretch for the front line of the body. And you're going to roll from side to side. Now you're pushing the lateral side of the foot and the inside of the foot down into the mat. So you're coming up and over that reflex ball, stretching into the ankles as well. Let's bring the ball under the heel. So again, stand over the ball and roll from side to side, keeping the ball of the foot on the mat. And go into that proprioceptive movement. So a nice quick movement now, just waking up those nerve endings. If you do need the assistance of the roller, you can use it, but try focus on your balance. Let's release the ball and feel the tingling in the foot. Bring the ball under the other foot, onto the ball of the big toe, and roll along the inside line of that foot. Roll there. Good. And move across the foot. Roll into the arch of the foot. Nice sensitive spot if the arch of the foot is dropping. Let's bring the ball into the arch of the foot and circle in one direction. Change direction. Okay, and bring the ball right onto the little toe and focus on that lateral side of the foot. While you're in this position, focus on your posture, see what's going on the feet, and then I want you to look up and relax the shoulders. What we want to focus on as well is our breathing, a nice deep diaphragmatic breath. So we're going to focus on breathing in and out through the nose. Let's bring the heel onto the mat, Wrap the toes over the top of the ball and massage from side to side. Make sure you bring the lateral side and the inside of the foot onto the mat. Let's position the ball under the heel, ball of the foot on the mat, and massage over that heel. And into that quick proprioceptive movement. Nice fast release. And release the ball. Put the ball to the side. We're going to use it when we're on the roller, and let's bring the roller over to one side. I want you to keep the hand next to the roller or on the roller. Bring your hand onto your hip and lift the opposite foot. You're going to lift into the hip and drop the hip. So here we're going to focus more into the supporting hip. So you're going to feel, you should feel a nice release into that leg. Lift and lower, lift and lower. Play around with the position of the roller if you need to. And another 4 and 3. So we're shortening this side of the waist and we're lengthening the opposite side of the waist. Take the hand onto the shoulder. I want you to lengthen the leg out. Stay nice and tall in the supporting leg and thinking of that ball and socket joint in the supporting hip. Bring the whole body around that leg. So we're loosening up in that ball and socket joint. 2 more. And 1. Good. Bring the foot that you're standing on into a slight rotation. And I want you to come into a curtsy lunge. So that back knee is in line with the hip, with the front heel and the front, and you're nice and turned out. So you're almost making a diamond shape between the legs. You're going to reach the opposite arm, same arm as the back leg, up and over. So thinking of a nice lateral stretch, breathe into that side. Keep going. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring the hand back onto the shoulder, and I want you to lift up almost as if you're going to knee that roller and come back into your curtsy lunge. So we're focusing on opening up into those hips. Let's speed it up a little bit and open up. Hug the knee around the roller. In and open up. So it's almost like someone's punching you in the belly and you're breathing in. And tuck. Breathe in. Keep going. Tuck. Make sure you're coming back onto the ball of that back foot and turning out into the hip. 2 more. On the last one, I want you to hold it in this rounded position and just bounce the knee up. You can bring it up to that shoulder. You can use the roller if you need to. Lighten the touch on the roller, focusing on your balance. Another 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bring that knee up. You can slightly rotate that foot in. I want you to focus on the balance and bring the roller into the hands. And now you're going to bend that supporting leg. And I want you to move the roller around. Circle it up and around. So you're trying your best to take yourself off balance. So challenge that foot that is supporting you and move it around. You want to challenge your balance. You want to have those muscles kick in and help activate your core to help you with your stability. Let's move around as much as we can. Good. Lift it up and down and release it. Okay, give that ankle a nice little release. Good. And change direction. Point and flex a few times. Point and flex. Okay, we're going to take the roller over to the other side. So we're going to do the same thing. Bring the opposite leg up, and you're going to lift and lower into that hip. Release. Lift and lower. Keep going. 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Good. Bring the hand onto the shoulder and swing that whole body around that supporting ball and socket joint in the hip. Keep going. 3 and 2 and 1. Nice. Coming into that curtsy lunge, that rotation, knee in line with the heel, open up into a nice diamond shape, reach the opposite arm up and breathe into it. Nice lateral breath into that lengthened side. Our lateral line, the line of elongation, we want to breathe into it. Increase space there, lengthen it out. Keep going, another 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Good. Bring the hand onto the shoulder. We're going to play around with the position of the foam roller if you need to, and bring the knee up and back into curtsy lunge. So bring the knee up. At the same time, you're going to bring that upper body around. Tuck and crunch and breathe in and open up. Tuck and crunch. Breathe in and open up. Lift and lower. Keep going. 5 more and open. And 4. 3 to go. Breathe in. 2 more. And the last one. Hold it in that lifted position and bounce the knee up for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Staying on that leg. Bring the roller into the hands, and again we're going to try and take ourselves off balance. If you do need the support of that big toe on the floor, use it. Otherwise, keep it lifted and move yourself around. Get that roller up and down, up and down. Keep going. Keep going. You should feel the glutes kicking into action on that supporting leg. And you can release. Good. Well done. Bring the roller onto the mat and just take a nice quick drink of water. We're going to focus on rolling down through the spine, just to loosen up that spine, and then we'll assume our position on the roller. So standing and breathing in, circling the arms up and next to the ears, bring the chin to the chest, and roll down and bounce. Bounce. Take a nice deep breath in, squeeze your glutes, roll up through the spine, just circle the shoulders up and back. Link the hands behind the back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and look over the shoulders. Good. Come onto your roller. You're going to come to the end of your mat and sit on your roller. Make sure the tailbone's right at the base of the roller, so when we lower down through the spine, the head is supported on the roller. Before we roll down, I want you to bring your hands on either side, and you're going to cross one ankle over the knee and just loosen up those glutes. Good. You want to get a little bit into that lower back as well. Lower yourself down. Extend the hands slightly further back. Let's go over to the other side and lift the tailbone So your supporting leg, that buttock is not on the roller. The leg that's crossed over will be on the roller. There. Two more. And the last one. Good. Bring the feet on either side of the roller. Let's come back into that lifted position. Use your hands if you need to, but try and focus on that breathing, on the control from the core. Make sure the glutes are nice and activated, so you squeeze the glutes. They're part of our core, and they're going to help us with a nice controlled release onto the roller. Make sure the head is on the roller, so shift yourself down if you need to. Extend the hands up to the ceiling, and I want you to bend the elbows. Bring the elbows and the back of the hands onto the mat on either side of you. Take your reflex ball, and we're going to release the pectoral muscles. So take the ball in one hand, the opposite hand and elbow you're going to rest on the mat or as close to the mat as possible. Open up the feet to help stabilize you, and let's massage into the pectoral muscles. If you can't find your ball, then just use your knuckles, and you can use that fist to help with a bit of fascial release there. Move right under the clavicle and onto the sternum as well, and massage right down under the armpit. Good. Keep focus on the breathing. If you're using the ball, bring the ball into the hand, and then I want you to take your thumb onto the front of the chest, onto the pectoral muscle, the fingertips into the armpit. And we're going to breathe in and squeeze the pectoral muscles between the thumb and the fingers and circle. Nice deep breath in. Open up and circle that elbow. Good, nice deep breath in. And start adding a bit of an arch, lifting the lower back off the roller, and breathe out, pushing down. Let's do another 2. And release. And another 1. And release. Let's take the reflex ball onto the other side. So you're going to massage over the pectoral muscles. Stay where you are. Just going to rotate. So again, position the elbows so it's as close to the floor as possible, and massage over those pectoral muscles using either the fist or your reflex ball. Massage right down into the armpit. Focusing on opening up across the chest. Working right over the sternum as well, between those ribs. Let's hold onto the ball, bring the fingers onto either side of those pectoral muscles. Breathe in and lengthen the elbow back, breathe out and circle the elbow. Come into that arch when you're ready, breathe out and tack. Nice deep breath in, and breathe out and tack. Do another 4. And breathe out and tack. And 3. And breathe out and tack. 2 more. Breathe out and tack. And the last one. Breathe out and tack. While we're on the roller, I want you to take the opposite hand and release the opposite side of the neck. Massage around that neck, in the front, so underneath that, in line with the ear, massaging up and down that side of the neck, just to release any tension. So let's see it from the side. Drop the arm, Try and get the elbow onto the floor or the mat and massage around that side of the neck. Change sides if you haven't done so already and give it a nice release there. Work right underneath the ear and into the back, into the occiput ridge. Take the opposite hand so you can relax that arm that you're releasing, because what you do on the neck is going to affect the shoulder, which leads into that arm. Good, and release the ball to the side. We're going to extend the arms and you're going to hug the roller with the shoulder blades. As you do so, come into that arch. You're breathing in nice and deeply. As you breathe out, lower back into the roller, extend the arms. Let's breathe in again. And breathe out. Tack. Breathe in and arch. And breathe out and tack. Let's do another 3. And breathe out and tack. 2 more. And breathe out and tack. And last one. We're still going to focus on that movement. I just want you to increase the range of movement in the arms. Breathe out, slide the elbows just above the mat. Extend the arms. Breathe in. Lengthen and open up. Breathe out and bend the elbows, then reach down and circle. Again, let's do another 2. Nice deep breath in, arch. And breathe out. Last one. Focus on that double chin as well. And as you breathe out, extend the chin up. Let's bring the elbows in line with the shoulders and bounce into that position. You can move the elbows up and down. Bounce. Bounce. Really focusing on those pectoral muscles, easing them into a stretch, and you hugging the roller with the shoulder blades, activating those rhomboid muscles on either side of the spine to focus on opening up across the chest. Keep the elbows where they are, just rotate the hands to come onto the mat. We're going to bring one knee over the hip. You're going to bring the other knee over the hip. And just hold on to that position. Lift the knees, calves in line with the mat, so parallel, and just crunching in the waist. Lengthening one side and extending the other side. Use those elbows for support, or your hands and your elbows. Twist and twist. We're going to do another 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Release the feet and just have it going into a nice extended stretch. Breathe in and reach the arms out. Open up and lengthen in the legs. And just rock the hips from side to side. Come back onto the feet, bend the knees. We're going to tuck under, bring the hands onto the shoulders, opposite shoulders. And I want you to just open up the feet nice and wide just to help with stability. And you're going to bring the roller over to one side of the spine. And keeping that tuck, so you're pushing the lower back into the roller, just massage a little bit from side to side. So we're loosening up that erector spinae muscle on one side of the spine. Move right over the shoulder blade. Let's do the same thing to the other side. Shift over, come into that tuck, so you're tilting the pelvis under, getting into that lower back, and massage over the other side of the spine. Good. Come back to center. Circle the arms up. Arch into that lower back. Breathe out. Push down into the roller and bring the elbows back next to you. Okay. Bringing one leg up. I want you to keep that elbow on the mat. Bring the other arm up, extending the hand to the ceiling. To start off, just keep that opposite foot to the hand on the mat. And you're going to breathe in to this extension. Breathe out, circle the arm and keep that leg. Just bring it into the chest, so don't circle it out. Breathe in, open up, and breathe out, circle. From this side, you're going to breathe in, lengthen up, and circle the arm, and just bend the knee. Good. Let's do another 4. Breathe in, open up, breathe out, circle. And 3, reach. Nice deep breath in, and circle. Let's do another 2, and circle. 1 more, nice deep breath in, do that extension, breathe out, and circle. If this is where you want to stay, stay here, otherwise you're going to bring both knees up and supporting yourself just with the one arm. We're going to breathe in, keep going with the same movement, lengthen out, breathe out and tuck. You should feel a little bit more activation in the abdominals and a little bit more challenge on that balance. Nice deep extension, breathe in and breathe out. Keep going, lengthen, breathe in, breathe out. Good. 5 to go, lengthen, breathe in and breathe out. Lengthen, breathe in and breathe out. 3 more. Nice deep breath into that extension and breathe out. Good. 2 more. And breathe out. Nice challenge on the balance. Stay there in the, keep those stabilizers engaged. Breathe in and breathe out. Bring the elbow back onto the mat. And if you want to continue with the same movement, you can. Otherwise, start off with that foot on the mat and the opposite arm extended. A nice deep breath in. Lengthen out and breathe out. Good. Keep going. Extend. Nice deep breath in. Lengthen out. Breathe out and bend. Push and tuck into that belly. Good. Lower back into the roller. Now breathe in. Lower back stays in the roller this time, just to support that leg or support the lower back in the extension, and breathe out. When you're ready, bring the opposite knee or supporting leg lifted, keeping that elbow and that hand next to the roller to support you. Extend. Focus on breathing in. Open up and breathe out. Contract and tuck. Again, a nice deep breath in, extend. And breathe out. Keep going, lengthen. Nice deep breath in. And breathe out. 5 more. Lengthen. Breathe in. And breathe out. 4 to go. Lengthen up. Breathing in and breathe out. 3 and breathe out. 2 more and breathe out. And the last one and breathe out. Keep the elbows on the mat, extend the legs out and lengthen out of there. Reach the arms next to the body. If you can't drop them down, bring them lower down, otherwise right next to the ears. And just in that nice extended position, Rock from side to side. Have a nice big yawn and stretch, releasing any tension in the jaw. Open the legs up, so you're doing a nice stretch into those hip flexors. And let's bend the knees again. Tuck your lower back into the roller as you reach your arms to the knees. Take a nice deep breath in, activate those deep core muscles, and the glutes obviously make up part of the core. And you're rolling up. Use the hands if you need to. We're going to come into a nice quadricep stretch. So you're going to keep one foot in front, the knee next to the roller. If your knees are taking any strain, this is as far as you want to go, and you're just going to focus on the tucking and releasing. So you're feeling the stretch down the front of the leg. If you can, I want you to sit back onto the roller. You might want to bring that foot slightly forward. As we did earlier, bring the hands slightly back, and you're going to push up and release. As you open up, I want you to breathe in. So increasing that stretch into the front of that leg. Nice deep breath in and breathe out. Just do another 2. Nice deep breath in and breathe out. And the last one. And breathe out. Good. Let's come back onto the hands and knees and change sides. So you're going to bring the other knee in next to the roller and bring that leg up. So your first option is to tuck and release, pushing and lengthening into the front of that leg that's on the mat. Second option, bring the hands right back, and you're going to take a nice deep breath in, thrust your pelvis up. Cramping, I want you to focus on the breathing, and you also need to focus on relaxing the neck. So just nod the head from side to side a few times. The tension in the neck will often cause cramping in the hamstrings and in the feet. So really focus on breathing to ease it out. Nice deep breath in, open up, breathe out and release. Let's do another 2. And breathe out. And another one. And breathe out. Good. From there, we're going to come onto the front of the roller and bring our legs onto the roller, the front of the legs onto the roller. Before you go there, let's just have a quick drink of water. Elbows in front, quadriceps, front of thighs onto the roller. Try and relax your feet on the mat. So you will feel a little bit more depth into the release if the feet are on the mat, sliding them up and down. Move over the knees if you can. If you are taking any strain in the knees, then you only go up to the knees. Last one. And release. Coming into a gecko position, so you're going to bring the knee up onto the roller, and you're going to continue the same movement. So we're just opening up a little bit into the hip. And rolling up and down the front of that supporting leg. Do one more, take it up, then back down. So staying on this side, I want you now to come onto the hip. So just underneath the hip bone, onto the hip flexor, in fact. And you're going to bring the extended leg into a bent position. Bring the knee slightly in, so I want you to focus on the lateral side of the leg. And we're releasing at the top of the iliotibial band, at the top of the lateral side of the leg, something called the TFL. the tensor fascia lata, which is the attachment to the iliotibial band that runs down the side of the leg. Bounce that leg out, that foot out into that lateral side. So you should feel that ligament that you're moving over there. Just as I said, next to the hip flexor, just underneath that hip bone. And let's do the same thing to the other side. We'll start off in that extended position, rolling over the front of the leg. And you'll work a little bit onto the inner thigh on the bent knee. Relax the foot and roll right up to the knee or over the knee if you can. One more. And you're going to come onto that knee, relax the foot on the mat, turn yourself slightly in there, and you're going to bounce that foot out to the side. Remember, you are underneath the hip flexor, or on the hip flexor, underneath the hip bone, and then slightly turning in to get into that attachment to the iliotibial band, and bounce that foot out. Keep going. And coming back up onto hands and knees, we're going to now work along the inside of the shin. So from the knee to the ankle. You're going to bring the knees on the roller and you're going to turn out there. Bring the hands slightly ahead of the shoulders and try not to let the tailbone drop down. I want you to keep the tailbone lifted and bring the knees towards the wrists. Pull them in, tailbone lifted. Finish with the roller underneath the knees. So you don't want to go into this position. Keep the tailbone lifted and support that lower back. Roll there. Now we can go into a bit of an arch and a tuck. So you're opening up and looking ahead. Breathe out, tuck. Activate those core muscles. Breathe in, open up. And breathe out, tuck. Let's do another 2. Nice deep breath in, open up. Breathe out and tuck. Often an area that carries a lot of tension. Breathe out. Breathe in and open up. Good. Let's release the roller. Bring it next to you. And we're going to come onto the knees. You're going to turn the feet out into that rotation. So opening up and an inward, open up the feet and an inward rotation in the hips. Let's take the foot. So the foot doesn't move. You're just simply rotating and opening up in the ankle and the hip. The ankle turns out. We're going to add the arms and open up. Squeeze those shoulder blades together at the back. You're going to drop the knee down, release the arms. Rotate and open up. So turn out in that foot and again, breathe in. Open up in the arms, squeezing and activating those rhomboid muscles and release. Release the foot as well. Let's speed it up. So nice big movement with the arms and we're going to rotate from side to side for 10. Let's breathe in, open up and release. And release. Reach and release. Do another 2 and release and another 1 and come back to center. I want you to go over to the first side and you're going to now position your foot in front of your knee. So you're really opening up into those hips. Any strain in the knee, I don't want you to open up and rotate. You're just bringing that foot forward. So you're in this position. Okay. And then you're going to bounce the bum back towards the heels. If you are in this position, opening up into the hips, you're going to continue the same movement. So you're bouncing that bum back. Bounce the bum back. Nice flat back, so you're not rounding the spine. You're opening up. And you should start to feel it into the glutes on the front leg. So a nice stretch into that area around the hips. Two more. And the last one. Now focusing into the glutes, we're going to lean slightly forward and lift the hands up so you're on the fingertips, putting the weight into that supporting leg, and you're bouncing around that leg. So you're moving around and really activating those glute muscles. If you're in this position, again, you'll lift up the leg and you'll continue the same movement, bouncing around, feeling that activation in the glute muscles. Let's turn out, let's keep going, bounce around. Two and one, good. Coming onto the foot again, so rotating into that previous movement, rock and open up. Let's do another 10. So we're going to incorporate the arms, breathe in and open up, drop down and open up, drop down and open up. Seven, 8, 2 more, 9 and 10. So you should be on the other side now. You're going to reposition that front foot. If you're taking strain in the knee, just bring the knee forward into this position, hands on the mat, and bounce the bum back. So you'll bring the knees slightly closer together, but still keep them apart so you can focus on loosening up in the hips a little bit. Your second option is to rotate that foot and bounce the bum back again. Bounce the bum back. Opening up into that supporting leg and really getting that turn out there. Bounce. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Good. So you've got the two options to move into. Lift that foot, come up off the hands, and a light weight on the fingertips moving around. Your second option, lifting the leg as well and bouncing around. Keep going with your option. I'm going to do another 10, 9, 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's just come onto the hands and knees. Open up the knees and bounce the bum back. Walk the hands forward. Just get a nice stretch in the arms and opening up into the hips. Good. Roll yourself into that lifted position. Have a quick drink of water, and we're going to bring the roller back onto the mat. Here we're going to get back into our balance. We're going to either bring, if you're not comfortable bringing the knee onto the roller, then you can work with the hands on the roller and the knee behind the roller. So I'm going to give you 3 options for the next exercise. Otherwise you can bring the knee onto the roller and curl those toes under. So that foot is curled under You're lengthening the leg out, and you're keeping the thumbs pointing forward and the fingers pointing back on the roller. Your third option, which is really a nice challenge, is you're going to stay on the front of that supporting foot, and when you get your balance, you're going to lift that foot off the mat, and we're going to bounce that leg up and down. So again, focus on a nice flat back and use that foot if you need to. Try and keep the hands on the roller and use that foot for stability if you need it. Lift it up if you can and bounce that extended leg. Another 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Now rest that foot on the mat, and you're going to come into attack, rounding the spine, bringing the knee to the chest. Breathe in, look up and lengthen out. Good. Breathe out, tuck and round. Breathe in, lengthen out. Good. Keep going. Breathe out and tuck. So you're slightly lifting up, but bringing the knee into the chest, and will actually meet the forehead with the knee. Breathe in and lengthen out. For 4. Breathe in and lengthen out. And 5. Breathe in. As you lengthen out, focus on the shoulder blades pulling back, and breathe out and tuck. 4 more. And breathe out and tuck. And 3. And breathe out and tuck. 4. Sorry, there's 1 to go. And breathe out and tuck. Bring that knee onto the roller. Find your option. If you're not comfortable on the roller, take it back from there. If you want to curl the toes under, you can, or stay on the front of the foot. Lengthen the leg out. Lift the foot when you can, if you're ready, and get that balance. Keep looking ahead of you. That'll help make it easier with the balance as well. If you look down, a lot more challenging on the balance, which is a good thing. Keep going. Another 5, 4, 3. Use the foot if you want to. You can use the hands, but rather use that foot. And let's relax the foot if it isn't already on the mat. And let's come into that tuck. Breathe in, lengthen out. Breathe out, tuck. Breathe in, lengthen out. Breathe out and tuck. Breathe in, lengthen out. Breathe out for 4. Breathe in, lengthen out. Focus on the shoulders. Don't let them hunch. Open them up and pull the shoulder blades together at the back. Let's go for another 4. Breathe in and lengthen. And 3. Breathe in and lengthen. 2 more. Breathe in and lengthen. And the last one. Breathe in and lengthen. Good. Release the knees behind the roller. You're probably taking a little bit of strain in the front of the legs. So I want you to just release the quads again. You can open up the feet, turn, so you're turning the toes out, working a little bit onto those inner thighs or those adductors, and keep moving forward and back. Again, up to the knees if you are taking any strain in the knees, or over the knees if you can. A lot of fascial tissue around that patella in front of the knee, so a nice release is always very beneficial. You can turn the toes in. Now we're working a little bit more into that lateral line stretch. And your last one. And release. Good. Bring the hands onto the roller, and bring the knife edge of the hands onto the roller and just bounce the chest up and down. Focusing on your breathing. Last deep breath in. And as you round the spine, breathe out. Roll out through the spine. Keep the fingertips on the roller and bounce the bum back. Let's come into a seated position, and we're just going to finish off with the neck on the roller. Hold on to either side of the roller. Hopefully those pectoral muscles are nice and extended, and you easily nodding the head from side to side. Come back to center, bring the arms next to the ears, lift the tailbone up and rock yourself. So massaging into that deltoid at the top of the arm. Make sure the neck stays on the roller so that you're getting a nice extension through the neck and not putting any strain in the neck. Lift and rock. Last two, and the last one, and release. Lengthen your legs out, reach the roller above the head, and just have another nice big yawn, and stretch. Bring the knees over the hips, rock yourself from side to side. So just stretching. Nice amount of pandiculation there, moving around. Roll onto your chest. When you're ready, resting your forehead on one hand, you're going to bring the other hand onto the foot, and you're going to breathe in, pushing back, so opening again into the pectoral muscle, and hopefully you'll feel that nice stretch in the front of the leg. Hold it in this position. The only thing we're using to move the body is our breath. So a nice deep breath in and breathe out. And again, a nice deep breath in and breathe out. Last one, nice deep breath in and breathe out. Relax that foot, keep the forehead on the hands, both hands now stacked underneath the forehead, and just wiggle the hips from side to side, loosening up in the spine. Let's bring the foot into the other hand, and a nice deep breath in. Lift yourself up, make a fist with the hand if you want to, and rest your forehead there. Breathing in, and breathing out. Last two. And the last one. And breathe out. Hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck your chin. Round yourself up. Stay on the knees. Pull back into your child's pose. Bring your forehead onto the mat. Link your hands behind your back and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Let's rise up onto the crown of the head. And drop down and breathe out. Breathe in again, lift up onto the crown of the head. Stay in this position, squeeze your glutes, activate them. Keep the fingers linked together and roll out through the spine. Just swing the arms around the body. Good, and take a nice deep breath in and breathe out. Circle the shoulders up and back again. And just coming into a seated position to finish off. Let's take one hand onto the opposite knee and rotate. Take the other hand to the knee and go into that rotation. Do another 2. Rotate to the opposite side, taking the hand onto the knee. And one last time, hand onto the knee. Good. Let's take a nice deep breath in and breathe out. Well done, and thank you for joining me.